And good evening and welcome to episode 38 of Endless Banter. I hope we're all doing well on this beautiful Wednesday evening. My house, I'm getting used to it being cold outside, so I'm setting up for a nice toasty house. So I'm joined tonight by the one and only Mr. PH. Just me and Paul tonight. It's just the boys back in town. We don't need anybody else this week. We've got the boys back in town. So, Mitch, how are you? What are you vaping? How's your week been so far? What have you had for tea? What are you drinking?
You're laggy as fuck. You are, Thomas.
How about now?
No,
Still lagging?
No, you're all right again now. Yeah, week's been okay. Busy. I had spaghetti bolognese for my tea, and I'm drinking a can of Dr. Pepper, some low-fat Dr. Pepper.
No added sugar stuff.
Tastes like short, actually.
I can't deny that. I'm gonna bring you a present anyway when I come down and see you. You know I've got my big water thing.
Yeah.
Well, that one's empty. Guess what? So's that one. Guess what? So's that one.
Mate, what the fuck, mate?
Nah, I had one and I've been using that constantly for like the last 2-3 months now. And I've split a hole in the bottom of it. And so I had to go out and buy another one. And Abby was like, fuck it, I'm buying another one. So I've currently got 3 sat around me. So I need to go out and get you one. So we're going to be doing that cordial shit. We were doing that no fizzy pop bullshit. I don't know what's wrong with me tonight. I'm red hot. I should be better now. I'm better now. We've got some news, but I don't know what's going on with the vape industry at the minute. But the FDA is fucking slacking with bringing us any fucking news.
Mate, they smashed everything in a fortnight. That's why. The whole America in 2 weeks. That's it. There's no more news to be had.
We have got some news about Canada, which is a bonus. But the news seems to be slowing down. We was getting all these news articles out and getting everybody informed about FDA, and it just seemed to be slowing down and stuff. But we've got a fair few questions from Ask the Boys from last week because we didn't do Ask the Boys last week. We've got a couple this week, so we're just gonna have some shits and giggles. You're doing the shits because I'm definitely doing the giggles. Somebody did ask. Somebody asked something earlier. We didn't have an update about. We hadn't had an update about the Ranger in a while. What's that with? We used to have weekly rants about this, about the Land Rover.
Since I've had it back, I've not had a problem with it. I'm contemplating not even changing it.
Really?
I'm just deciding now. I had a chat with the MD this morning and just said, what should we do?
We literally had about 15 weeks content out of that.
We had more than 15 weeks. Fucking hell.
We had lots of content out of that car. So you're thinking of keeping it now? So if anybody who wanted to know,
we must have had something about the car every week for the whole of the fucking 30 episodes. It started coming up on my news feed now because I've had the car about 15 months or whatever it is. It starts coming up in my news feed from back in the day now saying, fuck's sake, back at fucking Land Rover, shot of some biscoffs and a fucking latte.
Well, we're updated now. We've got a full update. So you're keeping the motor. It's all right. It's sorted itself. Now we know that it takes like 12 months to.
I don't know if I'm going to keep it or whether I'm going to change it. I don't know. We'll see. But I haven't had any problems whatsoever since the last time I had it back.
And what were it? 12 months you had issues with it?
14 months.
At least we now know when you buy a new Land Rover, you have 14 months of shit
to deal with. People end up pinching it off my drive now. I've got it right.
I saw because obviously it must be because we've not had any reports of anything like that going on up here, but obviously it must be at the moment ravished down where you are for cars getting robbed.
Genuinely, it's shocking, man. Not just Birmingham, it's done Birmingham, Black Country, Sutton, Solihull, pretty much West Midlands, Coventry, all surrounding it. It's right. I know it's right throughout the country at the moment, but the Midlands at this minute in time, it's fucking disgusting. I've seen, if anyone's on Facebook, if you go to Stolen Car West Midlands, it's just a page to follow, and all it does is just obviously shares posts the minute someone sees the car gone and whatever. Yesterday afternoon, someone had their door, the porch door and the front door kicked off at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, mate. This ain't like happening of a night. This is daytime shit. Running, get the keys, take the X6 off the drive. They're taking cars off drives with transporters. They're fucking dragging women out of cars. They dragged a bloke out of an RS6 last week in the rush hour traffic and had to get off down the path because the traffic was that so busy.
Fucking
He got out the car and gave him the key, and they still hammered the fuck out of him, like proper leathered him, and then took the car. There's people getting their houses burgled, both cars gone off the drive in the morning. It's fucking shocking, proper shocking. So I bought the disc lock for Tasha's a couple of weeks ago, and then I just thought to myself yesterday, I need a disc lock on my car, only because actually we went to Star City on Sunday, and took the kids to the pictures and had some food and whatever. And then when I got back on Sunday afternoon, I just went and had a mooch on this Facebook page, and the car had been taken from Star City the night before. And then about an hour after we got back, people's cars were taken while we were there, and I was just like, "Fuck this, man!"
fucking hell. What do you think sort of made the big sort of? Because obviously it's not new news, but it's like it's
now you know what I mean. I had that brand new Mercedes. I had whenever that was 2000, and that was a 64 plate, brand new, and they went through my back door to get the keys for that while we were in bed. And then it was like, it weren't as rife, but it was still big money. But actually at that time, I know that cars were just getting driven straight to the docks, onto a trailer, onto a container. They were just getting shipped out to like places like Romania and fucking all them Middle Eastern, like sort of Eastern European countries. But actually, my understanding is that this current crime wave is just purely down to lack of parts available in the UK from the manufacturers. So, like, and the other thing is, people are buying like Range Rover Sport Safe from the auction damaged, and then just going and robbing the same colour car and using it to fix the car that's damaged, and then scrapping off whatever's left. And
because obviously moped crime in London is fucking huge at the minute, and it's all over the news. And obviously now sort of cars have come into the mix. It just seems proper fucking mental, and it's not kids doing it either, is it?
no, not all. I mean, there was something the other day about they reckon there's kids as young as 15 that are doing it for 200 quid. But then what they're doing is they're dropping the car off to these older lads, and I know for a fact I could drive an RS6 somewhere now and get £5,000 for it. So like to kick someone's door off at 7 o'clock in the evening, grab a set of keys and get off in that fucking 60, 70 grand motor, drive it 5 miles from my house, get £5,000 for it.
Fucking hell.
So if you do that twice a night, £5,000 each a night, 35 grand a week. It's not bad business, mate. It's not my way of earning money, but I mean,
it's just I can imagine it's quite scary. Not even necessarily just for women, but everybody. But
no, that's what I says. I mean, at the end of the day, I've bought the disc lock, not even for the drive, mate. If you're gonna take it off my drive, I'd rather them just come and take it and not even worry about kicking my door off. Only because I've got Tash and the kids in the house. But obviously, when I'm out and about, like they're fucking literally driving into car parks with stolen cars, getting the ticket for the car parking meter, going and paying it, and then driving out in some other cunt's car. From Southbridge's car parking time.
No way.
It's camera to fuck in there, mate. It's camera to fuck.
Oh my fucking god. Yeah, because I've just seen you posting quite a lot about it, and obviously, as I say, there's not reports of it happening up here. Obviously, it does happen.
If you just go on Stolen Cars West Midlands, I think it's called. Let me just have a look. Stolen Cars Midlands. In fact, yeah, Stolen Car Midlands. About 21,000 people on there, and it's just have a scroll through there, mate. You see daily the amount of cars and how quickly they're like. People are.
Have you seen them selling the t-shirts?
Yeah. No, but then if you have a look, one of the first posts is that last night the bloke was driving down Bicknell Lane in Catherine de Barnes, which is quite a posh area. He went round the corner. There's several wheelie bins scattered across the road. So he stops the car, gets out the car to move the wheelie bins. He got beat up and stabbed. His kid was in the car. I don't even know whether they got the car. He just says he was attacked. They tried to carjack him, so they obviously never got the car. They tipped all the wheelie bins over the lane. After moving the bins, I spotted 3 kids coming towards me in the car. I managed to get enough of me back in the car to protect my daughter, but I couldn't get the door shut in time. As I kicked out, they attacked my legs with a baton and a knife. Luckily, my daughter wasn't hurt, and I only got minor injuries, but could have been a lot worse. Shocking, mate.
Wow.
That's one of them. And then if you keep scrolling, there's fucking car gone 2 hours ago. Car gone 2 hours ago. Woke up this morning to find car was stolen between 8:30 and 8:30 this morning. Fucking house broken into. 2 cars taken. Someone woke up this morning to the front end of his fucking Land Rover missing. But it's not, mate. It's not even just high performance cars. There's transit vans. There's woke up this morning, no car on the drive, both keys in my hand, 14 plate black Range Rover Sport gone.
Fucking hell.
This woman woke up this morning to 2 cars gone off the drive. This woman woke up to 1 car gone off the drive. Black Range Rover Evoque stolen. My car was stolen last night after going to the Lauryn Hill concert in Birmingham, taken from the car park. It seems that the actual carjacking thing slowed down a little bit the last couple of weeks because it was fucking rife, mate. People were getting jacked in the middle of the day, coming out of fucking Aldi and putting shopping in their boot. It's still happening, but it don't seem to be happening as much. But now they're just taken to fucking kicking people's doors off, breaking into the house, taking the keys. Some fucking broke into our house and took the keys for our car and van, taking the Audi SQ5. Yeah, that one there. They broke into the house, moved the van so they could get the SQ5 off the drive.
No way.
It's fucking, it's shocking, mate, honestly.
And you say it's necessarily down just to unavailability of parts?
Yeah, apparently, like all these high performance, not so much of, not, I know in the paper last week they caught a massive ring of sort of chop shoppers and they caught them by their high activity of buying damage repaired cars from auction or damaged vehicles from auction. And then when they followed it through, they actually raided the vehicle and there was something like up to 250 different cars worth of parts in there. Not the whole cars, but where they'd got like bits and pieces lying about and they could identify. But basically what they were doing was they'd buy a black damaged Range Rover Sport, go out, get a black Range Rover Sport off some cunt's drive it there, strip it down, fix the other car, sell it on for 40 grand and fucking sell the other parts that they could, fucking crush the chassis and fuck it up.
Wow.
Multi-million pound business, mate, if you can get it.
That's proper organised crime, that, isn't it? That's not people just fucking about for a laugh. That's people literally stealing.
I was saying the other day, I think me and Jack, I can't even remember where me and Jack were going. And I said to Jack, actually, the thing is that I bet in West Midlands there's only 3 or 4 people, maybe 5, lots of people buying these cars, and then they're moving them on to different sources. But they're handing over thousands of pounds a night, mate, for these cars, so they're making pure fucking clank out of this.
Mm. Wow, that's fucking crazy. Pardon me. It's just scary though, isn't it? It's like, what's this world coming to?
Just fucking tramps, mate. They literally should allow us to put shit on our cars like you can in South Africa. You just press a button on the dash and big dirty flames fly out the side and literally set fire to the motherfuckers.
There was a chop shop fire last month in Sandwell. Says the vape man.
Yeah.
It is fucking crazy. Fucking low lives, you're right there, Lee. Absolute fucking low lives. As I say, it's just for me personally, it's quite scary. I wouldn't know. I personally wouldn't know what the fuck to do.
No, that's what I mean, at the end of the day, mate, you can stand and fight any cunt, right? But when you just sat at the traffic lights, minding your own business, bopping your head to a bit of radio, and your next thing your door flies open, someone's swinging a hammer at you, your arse is going to fall open. I don't care who you fucking are. And even the people that are getting out and giving the keys up, they're still getting fucking chinned anyway. So you might as well just take your chances and try and drive off through the traffic, crash into a few cars, reverse over the cunts and kill them.
True.
You're going to get bashed anyway. You're going to get either way. It makes no difference. You're going to get chinned. So
When that happens, on they take mask off and it's fucking 15-year-old kid who's been fucking organised to fucking do this for fucking be a Johnny, basically.
Well, I've seen this. Did you see the clips I posted in the week about the police have now started knocking these cunts off the mopeds?
Yeah.
For me, I don't understand why they haven't ever always done it. And then I follow bike. If anyone's on Instagram, I think it's Bike Life Birmingham or Birmingham Bike Life. It's a massive motorbike page with loads of youth who do wheelies up and down the road and just generally terrorise other people on the road and stuff like that. But they're up in arms about it. But then, do you know what their answer is to this? Bro, if you're going to do something like that, don't wear a helmet because the police can't knock you off if you're not wearing a helmet. But you know what? Fuck them, man. If they end up a cripple, they end up a cripple.
Yeah. Yeah, there's people in like bike life stuff that are legit and they do ride outs and stuff like that. And they are
obviously there is, but I mean, it started off. I mean, it's got such a massive following now. It's 250,000 people or something follow that page.
You see the one in Leeds when they drove through the city centre?
Yeah, mate, we have it in Birmingham regular on the dialer. There was a kid killed on his motorbike, actually someone that I knew. And he was going down the Collector Road, which is like a long dual carry. That's the road where you used to take your new car to fucking see if you could get it to do 130. And he was going down there on a bike, and a car pulled. There's two parts of an estate that join the carriageway, and a car pulled out and he T-boned the car and died and whatever. And there must have been, without exaggeration, between quads and motorbikes, I would think at least 1,000 at his funeral. Which I get. Everyone's gone to pay the respect, mate. The way they drove around the city that day was disgusting. And actually, it's a wonder more people never ended up having fucking funerals. It's like ridiculous to the next level. And I get paying your respects and all that malarkey, but fuck, you know, some things are just mad.
Yeah, there's got to be ways and means about it. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, if you're having a ride out because someone's died, you don't want to end up killing yourself the same way. You know, it's silly. It is silly, but like we said last week, kids will do what kids do because it is majority of these people are kids. They're not fully grown men driving around popping wheelies and that. It's kids. So it's fucking madness.
So that's the life and times of driving in North. Saying that, mate, it's not. Most of the people getting jacked out of the cars are in like Golf R's, fucking mainly Audi, SQ5s, RS6s, RS3s, S3s. But to be fair, the actual burgling, they're just taking fucking anything. Like people have woke up this morning and there's an M4 gone off the drive, which I understand why they've took the M4, and then like a 12-plate VW Polo. And I'm like, why bother with that? But that says if it earns them a couple of grand, by the time they fixed the car and sold it on or whatever, I don't know what a fucking 12-plate VW Polo is worth, but then there's no like, it's not just all high performance stuff. Like back in when they broke into our house and took the car, there was Tasha had a Mini Cooper at the time. They left her car key. My Macs were there, phones, my watch, stuff that actually had a value. And the police says, to be honest, mate, the Eastern Europeans that were doing that, he said they could come up and creep your bedroom and get the key, and you'd never know they'd been in there. All they want is the car key. They don't want no Macs that can be traced. They don't want no phones. They don't want nothing. They just want the car key. So leave it by the door, and that's it. The tramps going in there, they're robbing people's bits and pieces as well as the cars. Do you know what I mean? They're just like, it's a different league of trampiness.
Yeah.
And I suppose they're thinking, if we've already gone in there, we might as well take whatever we can. But I'm just like, actually, they are just fucking pikey cunts.
Yeah. It's mad. If I've watched all the stuff on the documentaries about all the moped gangs and stuff like that in London, and that's fucking rife. That's probably worse than what's going on in fucking Midlands now. Midlands is probably catching up.
How are these? There was a video on Facebook 3 or 4 weeks ago in Great Bar, which is not far from where James Burr's shop is, his first shop. And again, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 3 mopeds pull up, 2 youth on each. 3 of them fly the man's door off. And like literally from when the 3 mopeds pulled up to when they drove off and the SQ5 drove off the drive, 30 seconds, mate. They don't give a fuck. And you could kick someone's door off. There could be fucking Like the Cray twins having a fucking meeting with all the firm in there. They don't know what they're going into, but they don't care. But it's going to take someone to catch them in the house and beat the living fuck out of one of them, properly leather them, for them to start having a little bit of respect about what they're doing in other people's houses.
There's a guy called Hand Muff Warrior, and he's from London, and he's like a Deliveroo driver, and he vlogs all his shit when he's on his bike and stuff. And he's got a crew. There's a crew called Biker Viker, and they go around fucking basically trying to spot all these moped thieves. And he literally goes onto Instagram and he like exposes them, puts them out there as these, and it's all young kids, all like 16, 15, proper little roadmen, just don't give a shit. You know what I mean? Just do not care. Driving around London, main streets of London with no plates on, nothing on these mopeds, literally just fucking robbing, riding past people, grabbing the phones.
Taking the phones out their fucking hand while they're on the phone.
Yeah.
An Arab friend of mine back in the day, probably, I don't even know, I bet he was 10 or 12 years ago. This Arab geezer, he's as tasty as fuck on his own, but he knows some of the most horrible people in the country. I swear to God, he knows some proper horrible, nasty fuckers, man. And he get like his sister had a 330 CI back in the day when that was probably about a 2001, 2002, fucking 35 grand car, and her car got pinched from outside the house. And 30 minutes later, he got a phone call off a withheld number to say the car's parked up such and such because they'd took it somewhere and they'd gone, fuck that, mate. That's fucking my man. Look, I'm not even going to say his name. They're like, that's my man's fucking sister's car. And they wouldn't touch it. So they parked it up, phoned him, and they left about fucking 150 quid in the car to fix the lock and whatever they'd broke. Because like, my old man's car got took off his drive back in the day. My old man had started the car in the morning, brand new Zafira. And my sister lived across the road. And he used to take the kids to school. So the kids have come and knocked the door and said, and our dad's answered the door. And the kid said, oh, I wondered where you was, Grandad. Like the fucking, and he says, I'm here. And he said, so where's your car? And he's like, it's on the drive. And they'd fucking twirled it off the drive with the keys in. And I phoned him straight away because he used to be a Vauxhall. He used to break Vauxhalls, but like legitimately. But he knew enough people, mate, who were into all that moody shit. And I phoned him at like fucking whatever time, 8:10 in the morning. And I was like, mate, my dad's car's just been took off the drive, which he's stupid enough to leave it running. That's his fucking fault. But the house keys and everything are on there. And he's like, leave it with me, bro. And about 40 minutes later, the car got delivered back to my dad's house.
No way.
And it's like, but his sister, they were in small, not even Small Heath. It's on the Stratford Road. It probably sort of getting on towards Kings Heath. And his sister come out of the Arabic bank with a fucking bag of money, and a geezer on a motorbike rode down the path, snatched the money out of her hand, and fucking got off. And then about 2 weeks later, he got a phone call on a Friday. Like they all used to go to mosque and whatever on Friday, and they'd just come out of the mosque. So there's about 650 of his pals at the fucking mosque, and he got a phone call to say that someone had just seen the same lads on the motorbike driving up and down the Stratford Road by the bank. So about fucking, he's shot up there in his car. A few of the other lads have gone. He's literally seen him on the motorbike riding up and down, and then he's sat waiting for someone to come out of the bank who looks like a likely target. Some woman's come out of the bank. They've pulled up, and before they had a chance to get off him, he's fucking fly kicked the one off the back of the bike, and he's got a chain. He went ham on him, mate. Fucking leathered the pair of them. But obviously, he never got his sister's dough back. But they were doing that shit fucking 12 years ago around there, like literally waiting at the banks and that on the main roads, and then just fucking snatching bags off people on the motorbike, getting off. Done.
Fucking crazy. Let's have a look what some people. Wait, man, some kids on mopeds drove into the Merry Hill Centre and done the jewellery shop over the middle of the day. Fucking crazy.
Yeah, that was last year. That was. It started circulating on Facebook recently, but it was actually last year. So 3 of them have gone through the doors into the Merry Hill Centre. Not even on mopeds, actually. They were on like scrams and that. Hammered the Rolex, like the fucking, I can't remember what the jewellers is called. Literally in the daytime, hammered the windows out, mate. And fucking snatched all the Bretlins and the Rolexes, and then just literally fucking rode out the shopping centre on their fucking motorbikes. Crazy shit.
Oh, I want to mention people are saying poor parenting. There is some people out there that do have poor parents, but it's not always down to the fucking parenting. It's just these days kids will do it for a buck.
You know what? I wouldn't say I blame the. You know what? I've said this before, and I genuinely believe it that too many people out there expect something for nothing. And I know I can come across harsh about benefits and all that sort of stuff on my own personal Facebook, but I do believe that there should be classes, and I do believe that being upper class or middle class or working class or lower class helps people to strive to be something better. And certainly, I'm only 42, right? But I was raised with real old. I say only 42. I feel like fucking. I still feel 18, but I'm 42. But I was raised with very, very old school morals. And actually, my dad always taught me that you get what you get out what you put in. And I watched my mum and dad work. Not so much my mum, because my mum was just an old school wife. So my dad went out to work. My mum stopped at home. She kept the house clean. She done the ironing. She cooked the food. She tidied the house. She done all them things. She took us to school. She picked us up from school and all that malarkey. But as I've grown up, I would say my generation of people have probably seen the biggest change in people going from, you know what I mean, sort of my age, mate, maybe from my age to 50, like my oldest brother's 50 next year. So that sort of age of person has gone from seeing fuck all to everyone having everything and then everyone expecting everything.
Yeah.
Now, even down to, it was my son's birthday last week and he wants a gaming computer. And by the time he'd spec'd it up, I was like, mate, you ain't got that budget in you for your birthday money. And he's like, oh, fuck. You know, I don't know he's expecting me to get it. And to be fair, there's times where I've done it. There's times where me and Tasha spent way, way too much money on them kids at Christmas or birthdays and stuff like that. But I just think it's important that they understand you can't have everything you want when you want it. And I said to him, I ended up saying to him, look, mate, if you want the computer, you can have it, but you're going to have to roll your Christmas and your birthday present into one because his birthday's about 5 weeks away from Christmas. Now, it's not that I can't afford to buy him this computer, but I just thought, you know what? They need to start understanding that if they want something, they've either got to sacrifice something called weight or whatever. So he says, yeah, that's cool. I'll have it as a combined present, but can I have it for my birthday? And I'll sacrifice some of my Christmas. And I was like, no, don't work like that, mate, because obviously you've got to wait for some of your Christmas money to add to it. So he had a pair of trainers for his birthday. It's his 16th birthday, mate. I felt a bit of a cunt, but I've ordered his computer and he'll get it for Christmas. And it's not because I can't afford the computer. It's just that sometimes you can't just have everything you want when you want it. And I think it's important that my kids understand that. But I genuinely believe that we live in a society now where, like, people go on about extremes, and I get there's extremes, mate. I drive into town every day. I see people homeless, right? But I also know that Tasha used to do a lot of work, voluntary work, when she was younger. And actually, there's a big percentage of people that were homeless that choose to be homeless. They choose that way of life for whatever reason. Whether there's a million reasons why, but there's lots of people choose to be out on them streets. And even when they're put into accommodation, they end up back homeless again because that's the life that they want to live or choose to live or whatever. But I just think I know lots of people that are on benefits, and I haven't got an issue with benefits per se. I don't think no one should get money. But I do believe you should get out of the state what you put into the state. And I do think when you've not got enough credits for everything, that you shouldn't be getting money every week. I do think you should be getting food tokens, and I do think you should be getting electricity tokens, and I do think you should be getting gas tokens. And I don't think you should be able to go and spend your food tokens on beer and all these things that, for me, are a luxury. They're a luxury if you choose not to go out and work. And I get that there is not enough jobs for the people, but any job centre in this country is advertising jobs, which means jobs are available.
All the time, yeah.
And the bottom line is people think they're too nice to do a fucking shit day's work. Now, for me personally, mate, I've grafted in the factory. I've grafted with my dad. I've grafted with my pal's dad when I was fucking 15 doing tree surgery. I've been at the factory 25 years in February, and I've worked my balls off to get to a point where I go in and I sit in an office. I never used to do that. I used to do 16-hour shifts in the factory. I used to work 7 days a week. I used to miss various family events because I was grafting. I was doing double shifts because I weren't there for any other reason than to earn money, because that's how I was brought up. And I employ people now in that factory who will do a shift and a half and you'll never see them again. I mean, you bump into them and they're like, fucking hell, mate, that's hard work. That is for fucking minimum wage. And I'm like, what do you expect? A fucking desk and a 26-inch Mac? And £60,000 a year and a company car and all that malarkey. It doesn't happen, man. There's steps to be taken. But there's this whole mentality that people feel entitled.
Mm.
And it's not because I'm being... My lifestyle could change tomorrow. Vaping could fall on its arse tomorrow. The factory that I've been working for 25 years could fucking go tits up. Nothing's guaranteed. So I don't take nothing that I've got for granted. But I also know that everything I've got, I've worked fucking damn hard for. Nothing's been given to me. I've not been brought up with a silver spoon in my mouth. 10 years ago, we had fuck all. Nothing like I've said before. I borrowed £20 to buy my kids Easter eggs. I've still carried on working. I've never had that mentality to say, oh, I might as well not bother working. I'm only £10 a week better off if I go to work. Because that £10 to me was fucking £500 a year.
Also your morals as well.
That was my mentality. That was my mentality. But the more important thing was, my kids knew that I was going out to work every day. I knew that I was coming home every day from work. So even if I was only earning an extra £500 a year or £1,000 a year or fucking £1,500 a year by going to work, I'm still giving my kids some morals and understanding that you have to go out and work to get a fucking living. And for me, that's important. It's important to me that my kids understand that. Yeah. It's important to me that my kids don't just go, yeah, mum and dad's got a decent business, man, we ain't got to work. Because actually, that ain't going to happen for them. They'll all be fucking disappointed.
A lot of kids do see it like that, though, don't they? Like, yeah, mum and dad's got dough, you know what I mean? We can get looked after. And as you said, it's sort of like, you know, my mum and dad were exactly the same. My mum was at home, dad was always out working. I got the morals of, you know, my dad was bringing on bacon, mum made sure kids were all done and the house was perfect. I'm exactly the same way. My family's very traditional, like yours is. And it's sort of like I see lads that I went to school with who've never had a fucking job. But then I look at their parents, and their parents are exactly the same. They've never had a fucking job, but they seem to live a better fucking lifestyle than I do, and I'm fucking working. And they're always on fucking beer and all that.
Exactly, mate. I swear to God, right? I'm sat in a house with a settee, and I've got a 65-inch telly, and I've got a computer, and we live in a nice house. It's not a fucking big fancy posh house. We just live in a nice, decent house in a decent area, and we drive decent cars, but we work fucking hard for everything we've got. But I know people that are not living much a different life to. We haven't been abroad on holiday for 10 years, mate. Right, 2 reasons. One, because we were that busy with the business, we couldn't go. And before that, we couldn't afford to go if we wanted to fuck. Me and Tash went to Benidorm for a long weekend. That's the only time we've been away in 10 years. Okay. We go to caravan holiday. We didn't even go on holiday this year. But I know people that are both on the dole. They've got the 65-inch telly. They've got the PlayStation. They've got the Macs. They've got their iPhones. They've got an iPhone fucking XS that's just landed. And they've got fucking everything that we've got. Maybe the cars aren't worth as much money. But generally, by and large, they're not living much different lifestyle. And they're going out on the piss and they're smoking 20 fags a day and they're going to bingo and they're getting their hair and the nails done and all them things. And I just think, how the fuck can they afford to live way above that a basic standard? And I'm not suggesting we put all these people in tents and like have concentration camps.
Yeah, definitely.
It has to be something that makes you say, I'm lucky enough to have a roof over my head. The food tokens have got food in my cupboards. I'm lucky enough to get these stamps for my electricity. I'm lucky enough to get gas. But you know what? I want more than that out of my life. I want cable television. I want a fucking noise. So I'm going to go out to work. But the truth of it is, most people have got that shit. Mm. So then it's a bit like, why do I need to go out and work 50 fucking hours a week? Because what am I getting? Because the tax man's going to take half it off me. Add something back into the pot so some other cunt can live off you. But it's just, but then the biggest thing for me is that whole mentality of kids growing up, seeing their mum and dad live a decentish life, and they're both sat on their arse all day doing nothing. They're a bit like, they just become and mate, I was brought up on a council estate, right? I weren't brought up in some fucking country retreat.
I still live on a council estate. I still live in the ghetto. Hashtag grim up north.
No, but I know lots of people that have got money that still live on council estates, but they've got an old school council estate mentality, which is I need to go out to work and I need to better myself. But then you've got this other side of the coin, which is I don't even need it. I've had my own son say to me, "Yeah, you got kicked out of school at 14," because I've been saying to him he's 16, and I'm even last week I'm saying to him, "What are you doing next year?" And he's staying on at school, and he's like, "Nah." He says, "I don't want to stand at school. I want to do something for myself. I want to have my own business. I want to do something." And don't get me wrong, Billy's like he's proper. Sort of, he's always looking at things, and even when he was talking, we drove from his house to here, which is a good 40-minute drive, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you need to try and come up with something different that no one's doing and rare." You know what I mean? He's just thinking. Now, obviously, it's not that easy to come up with a fucking storming idea. But he was saying, look, he went to Barbados in the summer on holiday, and he was saying, look, snow cones. I've never seen anyone in the UK doing snow cones, and could it be something that we could do? And he's just turned 16 last week, so he's 15 and thinking, fucking hell, I haven't seen anyone doing that. So his attitude at the minute is, I don't want to just stay on at school, but I'm going to do an apprenticeship. Now, all I said to him last week was, and he said to me, what do you think I should do? And I says, whatever you want to do, I'll support you. But if you're going to do an apprenticeship, try and do it. Try and have something at the end of that apprenticeship that helps you for the rest of your life.
Mm.
Don't do it just so you haven't got to go to school.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you're wasting another 2 years of your life. And if you want to be an accountant, stay on at school, go to university and do that. If you don't, choose an apprenticeship where even if after 3 years, you might never do that for another 20 years, but it's something you can always, whether it's plastering, electrician, plumbing, fucking, I don't know, anything, but have a little bit of thought about what you want to do. But most people are at fucking 15 and 16 a bit like, yeah, sweet man, I'm going to get a moped and I'm going to go out and start jacking people, and they don't see no different. I don't necessarily blame Pep, mate. I used to steal cars when I was younger. Right, I've just said it live on my fucking show. I used to be a fucking little rat, but I came from a good house. I was brought up properly. I didn't want for fuck all, and I done it because I wanted to do it. I never ever done it because my pals were doing it. That was just something I wanted to do. There was no one that anyone that knew us could never say, "Oh, I wouldn't expect nothing less from fucking Les Harrison's kids," because we weren't brought up that fucking way. So I never ever just automatically say parents are scumbags, because there is always something in a kid that can make them choose to do something or not. But a mentality of not wanting to go out to work, not wanting to better yourself, not wanting to do anything, because ultimately I will have a roof over my head. I can still wear Nike trainers or whatever trainers I choose to wear. I can still have this phone. I can still have internet and my touch screen and this and that and the other. Why the fuck do I want to go out and earn 50 hours a week?
It's a different mentality though from what we was brought up with, and a lot of people were brought up with that mentality of being, going out and grafting and whatnot. And it does make you think of sort of the generation we're talking about. Oh, luckily, like with Billy, luckily we've got some good kids there. You know what I mean? Who I think
There's good kids in every single generation, because there's always some kids in any generation that are their own people. Now, the one thing I've said to my kids all the way through, and my daughter's 19, and our relationship is far from the best. It's actually we've got a really really rocky relationship for various reasons. But her and Billy are 3 years apart in age, and actually they're completely different to each other. But I always said to all of them, I don't care if you punch a teacher in the face, as long as you've punched the teacher in the face for something you felt strongly about, and not because one of your pals says, I dare you to punch the teacher in the face. I always try to say to them, be your own person, do things that you want to do, you make decisions that you've got to carry the consequences for. Don't ever tell me, oh, it weren't my fault, such and such told me to do it wrong, because I'm not interested in that bullshit. You fucking live by the sword, you die by the sword. You do something, it's on your shoulders. So don't be telling me it's someone else's fault. Don't be blaming no one else. It's down to you. So do whatever you're gonna do, but stand by what you've done. And I still might fucking go mad, but I'd have more respect for you if you turned around and said to me, well, actually, da 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 da, and that's what I decided I was gonna do. Like, even at school, mate, if I punched someone in the face at school, it was because I felt they deserved a punch in the fucking face, not because they'd fucking bullied one of my friends, or not because they'd done this, or not because they'd done that. They'd do something to me, then I'd deal with it the way I felt was appropriate. But I never used to get involved in other people's shit, and I still try not to. From a real life point of view, on Facebook, I'll run around the internet being a dickhead all day long just for shits and giggles. But from a life point of view, I don't get involved in other people's drama. And the people that I see doing that are the people that I put a post up in the week about sort of people that seem to always. I can name a couple of people. I won't, but I mean I know a few people that I've gone through my life with that always seem to have. They're the sort of people that could put a status up that they're always down on their luck and everything's gone wrong and everything's gone to shit. And actually, but I'm living that close to them. I can best guess the way that their life's going to go shit by the way that they conduct themselves in their life. They do get involved in other people's shit, which drags them down. They do make bad decisions trying to fuck other people over that fucking end up fucking them up. They are trying to become millionaires overnight, so they're trying to do get rich quick schemes that go tits up and end up costing them money and a million other things. Where, as an outsider looking in, I've said to several of them, mate, worry about your own shit. It's like the analogy of walking through town and you see a bloke knocking 7 barrels of shit out of a woman. So you go over like Johnny Hero and split it up and give him a punch, and the next thing she's smashing you over the head with the stiletto because you've just chinned a boyfriend.
Yeah.
Now I'm not advocating that I'd walk past a bloke chinning a woman, but I certainly wouldn't be start swinging punches at him if I didn't know him from Adam, because I don't know what the situation is. And these people that go, oh yeah, it's never right to hit a woman. Trust me, sometimes it's right to hit a fucking woman. Now you know what? I've never hit a woman in my life, mate. It's not what I do. But actually, some women get punched in the face because they deserve a punch in the fucking face. It's as simple as that. And all the women that go, no, you should never hit a woman, they're the cunts that are saying burn the bra and equality for women. Have equality, but have it fucking proper. Don't have it half-assed. Don't have it where you're just earning more money than the man and you're working less hours than the man. You swing a punch at a man, expect to fucking swing back.
Yeah.
That's just the old school in me, that is. You know what I mean? You want equality, you have it, but you have it across the fucking board all the way through. So you have to make these decisions in your life, right? Any decision I make in my life, I try and make sure it benefits me or Tasha, or me and Tasha, or me, Tasha, and the kids. I don't really give a shit.
Got to be though. That's the way it's got to be.
No, but there's other people, mate, who do things because they want to. I'm not asked what people think of me. I'm not asked what people think I've got or what I haven't got. I'm driving a nice car. It's a company car. It's not my own car. Tasha's car's our car because we bought it with our money. I'll lose my job tomorrow. I'll lose my car. There's other people who I know driving around in £200,000 cars they don't even fucking own. But people think they own it. The people think it's there. So they've set this facade that, oh, yeah, they must be balling. They must be doing this, that, and the other. And actually, they've got fuck all around them apart from a fucking car that doesn't belong to them that they're paying big dough on every month. Don't make any fucking sense to me.
Yeah, I guess people back up about it though.
People I know, mate, who could buy this industry fucking single-handedly, driving around in a fucking 2000 or a Palomine, right? I'm not even joking. In fact, the Bentley that I had for my wedding day, the picture that I posted, Tash and Billy, the Bentley convertible the other day, it's my pal's company who owns that. Them boys are balling, proper balling. Now, there's the speculation that the money was earned all sorts of ways back a day. Right, but now they've got legitimate businesses. They've got the balling. They work hard. They put a lot of money into the business, and they're reaping the rewards for it. My man lives in a house where you have to go through 2 sets of electric gates to get to his house, one to get onto the estate and one to get onto his property. And in that arc of cars on his drive, there's G-Wagons, there's Lamborghinis, there's Ferraris, there's Porsches, there's Bentleys, there's Rolls Royces, and there's a 1996 Nissan Primera that the cunt drives.
Fucking hell.
And he's like, bro, it does fucking nearly 40 to the gallon. That fucking thing, fucking 7. But that is a mentality of someone who ain't wasting his dough, right? And he'll drive around in his Nissan Primera, in his fucking Primark fucking jeans and his fucking £25 trainers, and he could buy Primark.
Yeah, and everyone's like looking at him.
Nothing to prove to no cunt, right? His life's about him and about earning, and he's got his sons now. He's involved in the business, and his son's a clever cunt, and they're smashing it. The son, he's driving around in the Lambos. He's about 23. He's driving around in a Lambo, the Porsches, the fucking Rolls Royces. But the dad, he's just old school, mate, and it's a bit like, it doesn't matter what I'm driving, it just needs to get me from A to B. That's it. I've got a bloke who works in our factory who, between him and his brother, who live in one 10-bedroomed house. So they literally bought 2 5-bedroomed houses that was detached and knocked it through into one sick 10-bedroom detached house. It was actually converted into a doctor's surgery when they bought it, but back in the day, it was 2 5-bedroom semi, so still two pretty standalone properties, knocked into 10 bedrooms. The brother and his wife had four, and the 4 kids, they all had their own bedroom, and the mum and dad had a bedroom. And the other side, there was husband and wife and 4 kids. They had their own bedroom, and the kids had their own bedroom. They are balling, mate. The blokes worked in our factory for 40 years, maybe. His brother was production manager at Cadbury's, probably earning fucking 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 grand a year, whatever they earn. All they've done for the last 40 years since they come to England from India is put their money into property. They are worth millions and millions. They've got millions of pounds worth of property. Their own house is probably worth 1.5 mil or something stupid like where it is. Okay. They bought a bungalow in Bourneville for 600 grand. And I'm going back 10 years when 600 grand bought you a fucking pad. I know it still does now, but 10 years ago, 600 grand in property was way, way more than what it is now.
It's like a milli house. That's like a million pound house.
Bought the £600,000 bungalow, knocked it to the ground, and just because they wanted the land and where it was, and they built another house that was one half is like a massive fucking pad, and the other half is like a traditional Indian house. So when they've got family over, they can live in the nice English side, or they can live in the Indian side. Mate, it's a castle, a naughty castle. They must have 40 odd properties between them that are all bought and paid for. Right? The geezers are balling. My man walks to our factory.
Fucking hell.
He catches a bus if it's raining, or he walks. The kids are driving around in Range Rovers, M3s, M4s. One's got a Disco 5. One's got an Audi fucking RS6. The kids are driving around in £1 million worth of cars. And the dad's got a 2006 Discovery who used to work at Cadbury's, and the other one doesn't even drive. So he catches a bus if it's raining, or he walks to work in the summer, and he lives a good fucking hour walk from the factory. And I'm like, mate, I would want my son to drop me to school to work in one of the Bentleys. But my man, and he works double shifts, he works Saturdays, he works Sundays, because he's gone, oh bro, fucking more money for the pot. Because that is just the way that they live. And people will say, fucking foreigners coming into this country, fucking taking our jobs. They're not taking your job, Dave, because he's a fucking, like their sons have been to uni. Some of them are doctors, some of them are surgeons. They're all next level fucking. And then you've got some mad geezer from Samwell going, fucking bastards coming over here taking our jobs. Dave, he's a fucking brain surgeon, mate. He ain't took a job off you, you mad cunt.
The majority of the NHS is refugees, isn't it? If we fucking told everybody who was a migrant or anything like that in this country, told them to go back to their own countries and get off, the fucking first thing that'd die would be the NHS system. When you go to the NHS, it is probably 99%. You ain't seen no white doctor. It's a fucking Asian guy. Majority of the time, these people are fucking highly educated people. And it's sort of like it's a mad one, isn't it? But do you think that we're made to be so PC these days? Like we're proper made to be so PC?
Are we made to be? You know what, mate? You know my thoughts on this. You can tell from my fucking status is right. I'm all for people speaking their mind, and even if I've seen people post. And if I'm being honest, if I go back to the 50 Shades of Birmingham page and all that back then, and even before that, I had different troll sites that I didn't even know it was a troll site. I thought it was me just being a funny cunt. I didn't even know what a troll was because I'd never heard the word. So I weren't like just trying to be an internet troll.
You was the originator.
Just my style of humour is to rub people up the wrong way, and the reaction is funnier than anything I've ever posted. But during doing that, and it's sort of even coming back to like you live by the sword, you die by the sword. If I'm spending the day trolling people for shits and giggles, and then someone posts in my group saying, I'm glad your dad died of cancer or whatever, for me then to kick off and get extremely mad about that is just fucking hypocritical. So actually people, and like, I was very open and honest I was anonymous in the group, but I was very open and honest, and I'd post about the fact that my dad had died from cancer and whatever else, and I'd got children and I was married and all them sort of things. But then obviously once I've rubbed someone up the wrong way, they're trying to go to the next level to get a reaction out of me. So it's like fucking my daughter, and I'm talking sick shit where I'm thinking, I know you would never ever say that to my face.
Yeah.
But actually, I'd just scroll past it, mate. And even to this day, if I see something on the internet, it's very rare I post about someone else's opinion. Very rare, because actually everyone is entitled to that opinion, good, bad, or indifferent. I've heard jokes about cancer that are funny. I'm not suggesting for a minute it's funny to die from cancer. I'm not suggesting for a minute cancer's funny. But actually, a funny joke is a funny joke.
Yeah.
And I always used to say that people love me for being honest until I'm honest about them. And then the fucking shit hits the fan, and I'm the biggest cunt that's ever walked the face of the earth, and I don't know what I'm talking about, and I'm up my own arse, and I'm a fucking arrogant prick. But yesterday I was funny because I was taking the piss out of someone else, or I'd hit a nerve with someone else that they found funny. And I can honestly remember, before the 50 Shades of Birmingham page, I had a page called "You Think You Bang Tidy, but the only thing I'd smash in is your fucking teeth." And it was like when Keith Lemon was massive, and I literally started this page, and I'd started loads of pages, mate. I was trying to like crack gold with a big Facebook page, and that was the first one I had that sort of broke 100,000 people on the page. And actually, it was such an active page for so long, where had I have known, say, the likes of Jack and people that can do websites, I know we could have harnessed that and fucking made money out of it. But actually, for me, it was, I just used to come in from work and I'd be posting the most raving shit you can imagine. Some of it used to make me cringe, but when you do that daily, you have to start upping your own game to still get the reaction. Now, until Ryan Dunn died, that geezer from Jackass, and I went onto some pages having a laugh and a joke about his death, which is sick. But then I thought it was funny. That was the first time ever I'd heard the word troll. And I didn't know what that meant, boy. I genuinely, and I remember Googling like internet troll and then seeing, and I was thinking, fuck me, I'm a troll. And I didn't even know I was a troll. It was more about just like posting shock shit for a mad reaction. And as much as I do that now, it's been toned down by 2,000,000%. Do you know what I mean? Because I used to like literally like turn away from my keyboard and press the enter button and go, oh my God, that's going to cause a shitstorm. And on some of these pages, literally by the time I did enter, and then back then smoke a fag and refresh it, there'd be 6,000 comments on this post, mate. People were up in arms. But what made me realise that people generally are fickle is that if I posted about gay people, for argument's sake, and then all the Muslims are commenting on that thread, going, fucking fuck the gay, fucking bastard, fucking Allah, fucking burn in hell, Ma Jordan, fucking whatever. And then the next post that I post was a fucking racist joke about Muslims. The same cunts that had just been taking the piss out of the gay people were the ones that would be up in arms, switching on me, going, fucking bastard, you can't say this, fucking motherfucker. We find out who you are, we chop your fucking head off, you fucking infidel, Majoda. And then fucking start ranting. And actually, then I used to literally go around in circles of mate, I was slagging off fat white people, right? Fat white blokes. I'm sat behind the computer, 20 fucking 5 stone as a fat white bloke. I'd be slagging off mixed race people, and my missus mixed race. I've got mixed race kids. So I weren't just like singling any, I was slagging the whole lot off. And actually, you would see the waves of people go, oh, you're so funny, this is funny, this is hilarious. Oh, you cheeky cunt, you can't say that because.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, mate, you have to understand, right? If you can spend 6 days laughing at my humour, and the one day where that humour strikes a chord with you, you've got to be big enough to just scroll past it and say, this one's not for me. Not kick up a big fucking stink. Because the same people who are kicking up the stink today were telling the people who were kicking up a stink yesterday not to be such babies.
Yeah, stop not be soft cunt, yeah.
And it just, that sort of hit a chord with me that made me realise that you can't please all the people all the time, regardless. Because I'd had people that followed me religiously for 9 months. And the one day when I posted something about Simon Weston, which I thought was fucking funny, but didn't realise there were so many people on there that wouldn't find this shit funny. Like they switched on me big time, like big number. We're talking big numbers. That page grew to 200,000 people. So when you've got 200,000 people switch on you, it's quite hard to stand your ground and say, fuck you all. But actually, so many of them people had my back from day one. And we told people not to be pussies, don't be such a fucking dickhead. It's just a joke. Da 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 da. Oh my God, you cannot say that, you fucking prick. And I was like, so no one or very few people have got the ability to just ignore what they don't like.
Yeah.
Even when they've told other people to ignore what they don't like. So then I think from that point of view, people can be fucking idiots, right? Simple as that. People can be fucking stupid. And I see things that I don't like on my newsfeed. I scroll past them. I see things that I know other people won't like on my newsfeed that I find funny, and I like the comment, or I'll like the post, or I'll share the post, or I'll fucking pinch the post and stick it on one of my other pages, or whatever I do with it. But people are weird, mate. People are fucking
Do you think it's the time we live in, though, Paul? Do you think it's the time we're living, or do you think it's always been like that, or do you think it's because of social media?
I think a lot of people feel that they should be defending people that don't particularly want defending.
Mm.
That's my honest opinion. Is that
the word for that is white knight?
Yeah, you know, there was a post. I tell you what sort of summed it up for me was, I've seen that video from Grenfell Tower, right, and for me, it's probably one of the most disgusting things that I've seen in a long time. However, not once can I ever think of a time I've reported anything to Facebook, right? Because I can just scroll past this. But as much as I find that offensive, I find it less offensive than the video where the bloke kicks the donkey off the cliff. I don't know if you've ever seen that. And it's like, it's somewhere it's definitely an Arab country somewhere. And they're on a cliff, and just for a joke, he kicks the donkey in the side. The donkey just goes over the cliff. Now, I find that more disturbing because at the end of it, a donkey's dead. Right. And people share this on my newsfeed going, oh my God, this man, we need to find this man. Right. This man lives next door to where Osama bin Laden was hiding for fucking 10 years. Right. No one's ever going to find this man. But I've got Margaret in fucking Doncaster sharing this on my newsfeed to find this man in fucking the middle of the fucking Arabian desert. And I'm like, Margaret, chill your beans, right? There's nothing you can do about it. Sharing it is only distressing me because I don't want to see this shit. So the Grenfell Tower getting burnt as an effigy is sick, but it's someone's sense of humour, rightly or wrongly. Someone kicking a donkey off the cliff killed the donkey.
Mm.
So for me personally, the donkey one's is different league. But what distressed me more was when I actually went to the video more so than the shared video. I clicked on the video and went through to the profile of who shared it. And it was a black woman. And when I scrolled through a news feed, she was a racist motherfucker.
Mm.
You know what I mean? There's no two ways about it, right? To the point where I went to comment on her stuff saying, you've got all this sort of anti-racist stuff, but ultimately what you're doing is being racist towards white people inadvertently, because she's blaming the world. Every white person in the world was a cunt because the black man got arrested. And look, they just tasered the black man who was resisting arrest. And I'm like, don't resist arrest and you won't get tasered, you mad cunt. You run off in America, you're going to get shot.
Yeah.
But they don't shoot the white bloke. That's because when the cop pulls his fucking gun out of the white bloke and says, "Oi, whitey, stop where you are," the white bloke's arse falls open and he stands there with his fucking hands in the air. If the black blokes choose to start going, yeah, you can't even fucking arrest me, bro, because I'm black, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, and start swinging punches at the copper, of course you're going to get fucking tasered.
Mm.
But like literally a whole newsfeed was about this shit, and I put a status up that week saying, how can you defend racism by being racist? It does not make sense to me at all. And a kid that I know who's black, he also got a status up going on about, ultimately, it's not even about people, it's about white people. It's about white people having this effigy of Grenfell Tower. And I commented on his post saying, mate, I seen the video yesterday. It's one of the most disturbing things I've ever seen on Facebook because young kids died in that fire. So to even have a laugh and a joke about it's not my cup of tea. However, I didn't start leaving comments everywhere. I didn't start reporting people's posts. I just decided that's not for my cup of tea. It's not something that I'd share, not even to the point of sharing it to moan about it, because actually there's a real chance you're going to distress more people just by me having a moan about it. I said, but I can honestly say the comments off the black people on them posts were way, way worse than that fucking video. Now, you've got black people that will say, bro, I know it's disgusting, man. Them, it's a bit like the Muslim that says, listen, they're not Muslims. Them people that fly them planes into buildings aren't Muslims. Then you've got the other Muslims that try and justify the Muslims that flew the plane into the building and all the reasons why they've done it because of years of suppression. Now, I've got a geezer who's 27 trying to tell me about slavery. And I know he's never been a slave, mate. He ain't even got a day's work in him, the lazy cunt. But then it's like, if you're gonna have this sort of suppression of integrating with white people because 250 years ago there was black slaves, then actually until you get over that, nothing's going to move forward, mate. Because I haven't had a fucking black slave.
You've got one.
I've got one now. I married one. But I haven't had a black slave. My dad didn't have a black slave. My dad's dad might have had a black slave. I don't know who he was because my nan was a fucking slag, but that's a different story. But we weren't a family of people that had fucking slaves in our house, apart from my mum. My mum was the biggest slave that I knew. But she was white. So was that acceptable? And it's like, until people say, and I writ on his post saying, like, I basically put that, and then he's gone, bro, you've never got nothing positive to say on my post. And I'm like, you've never got nothing sensible to say, that's why. And actually, he's putting posts up there, literally begging likes, and he's hashtagging true talk and real talk. And I'm like, that's not real talk, mate. That's you trying to get 50 likes on your status. And actually, if I call you out on that, I'm not doing it to be a prick. I'm doing it because I don't agree with what you're saying. And he ended up blocking me, deleting me, and whatever. And I'm cool with that. You don't. And he's like, yeah, that's why you've got 5 profiles. And I'm like, I've got 5 profiles, mate, because I speak the truth, and pricks like you don't like it. That's why I've got 5 profiles. I've never pretended to be anyone but Paul Harrison on any of my profiles. I've all got my fucking picture on them. It's all me. There's no aliases. There's no fucking hackers. I'm not also known as any cunt. I'm Paul Harrison on every single one of them statuses. And I use them because fucking snowflakes like you get me banned. And actually, why is it okay for you to suggest that all white people who commented on that are cunts, when actually what I read was lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of black people saying it should have been the white people that died? How are them comments even justified? It just don't make sense to me, Tom. And then I see other people then jumping on the bandwagon, defending black people, defending disabled people, defending fucking mentally challenged people, defending fucking Asian people, Muslims, who aren't none of these things. And their attitude is, well, I don't have to be any of them things to defend it. No, you don't, but you don't have to fight a cause that isn't there to be fought. Or you don't have to fight a cause on someone else's. I writ on Drip Axman. Bob, do you know, is Bobby Sorrell on your friends list?
Probably, yeah.
Bobby Sorrell is the funniest person on the whole of Facebook. The geezer's a fucking legend. And his customer service is fucking next level funny. But actually, I know, and I've watched Bobby sort of the way that he herds his group of people. Very, very cleverly. He's good at what he does. But I also know that from a business point of view, my man's on point. And the one thing that I can always say is, regardless of how I conduct myself personally on Facebook, is where the business is concerned, it's a different thing. And even if I've had a row with someone on my fucking status today about fucking the Grenfell Tower, if they buy something off me tomorrow and it's fucked and they inbox me, I'm not going to say to them, fuck you, you dickhead. I'll be like, oh, sorry about that, mate. Send it back to us and we'll get it sorted for you, because it's 2 different things. If you want just shady vaping, just like our page and take me off your friends list.
Yeah.
If you want Paul Harrison, and that's warts and all, nice, funny, not funny, happy, not happy, angry, not angry, follow me as a person. But then take everything, take the good side of me, take the bad side of me. And if you don't want that and you just want the business side of me, just follow the Facebook page, and it's all very professional because that's what we do.
Yeah.
Bobby's got this issue where his liquids are sweet. He makes sweet liquids, but they sell exceptionally well. So Bobby Sorrell owns drip packs. So in times gone by, because people moaned about his sweet liquid burning out their coils, he'd lowered the sweetener level in the liquid, and his sales plummeted because the people that like his liquid stopped buying it because it didn't taste the same. So he put the sweetener back into the liquid, and now you get the occasional people going, "Bro, have you noticed that since you've used drip packs, your coils only last 2 days?" Now, this drives Bobby to distraction, mate, and I know that one day Bobby potentially could walk into somewhere and shoot people stood in his underpants because I just know he's at home going mad. I can just tell. But I wrote on Bobby's group the other night saying, imagine how cheap, mate, Bobby's liquids are cheap. Right, he sells 250 ml for tenors, but then you've got to mix the concentrate and everything together and whatever. So then you've got to wait for it to steep and all this malarkey. I wrote on Bobby's group just for shits and giggles. Imagine how cheap drip packs would be if they didn't spend so much money on huge amounts of sweetener. Right. Now, me and Bobby speak. I've spoken to Bobby in inbox. We've had conversation. His herd of followers, mate, are the harshest people on the internet, right? And there's people on there that know it's me commenting, so they're actually laughing and whatever, or putting the laughing emoji or going, "Fucking hell, Paul, I should have guessed this was you." There's people, mate, going, "If you don't fucking want Bobby's liquid, don't fucking buy Bobby's liquid, you fucking prick. It's only fucking £10 for 250 ml. And what are you even using stock calls for anyway, you tight motherfucker? Why don't you learn to rebuild, build your own calls, then you can change your own cotton, you fucking prick." They're getting all mad and angry. They're getting mad and angry on Bobby's behalf, right? So I start trolling the fuck out of some of these dickheads on, and I mean properly trolled them for a few hours. I was bored on Sunday night, and I was trolling the arse out of them. And this one geezer was like, and I was like, I can't even remember what he said, but I was like, "Mate, you're a prat." And he was like, "Yeah, you want to watch your mouth, mate? Fucking talking to me like that on the internet." And I was like, "You piped up at me, you mad cunt." I said, "You're arguing with me on behalf of Bobby Sorrell. Bobby Sorrell has got one of the sharpest tongues on him of anyone. I mean, the geezer's funny. He's a funny, funny bloke. And actually, he just reminds me of me, if I'm being honest. The way, even his humour, there's lots of things he puts out there that if you didn't know Bobby, you'd think he's been an absolute prick. And I'll laugh my head off at it, knowing that actually it's just like someone one day, this sums up Bobby's customer service. Someone writ on his Facebook group saying, "All right, mate, I've got, look, if you buy 250 ml off him, you get a bottle of VG, and then you get all the instructions. So if you want 50-50, you put some PG in there, then you put your fucking hack shots in, which is your concentrate, then you put so many nick shots in there, and you shake it all up, and you end up with an 80-20 or a 50-50 and a 3 milligram or a 6 milligram." And someone writ on there saying, "Hi, I've just received my first kit. How do I get the concentrate from my bottle into the big bottle?" He replied saying, "Take a massive mouthful of it and spit it into the bottle." Oh. Now, I read this and I swear I said to Tasha, "This geezer's too funny for me, man. He's fucking next level funny." And so that's the sort of answers that Bobby will give. I'm trying to say to these people on his group, one of you here needs to fight Bobby's battle with me. Bobby could come. I mean, Bobby had already written on there saying, "Whoa, calm down, lads, man. It's Paul. He's just having a joke." But they're not even reading the comments, mate. They read my post and they're already balls deep into their reply before they've even gone through it. And then one geezer put the same geezer. I was having an argument with 2 different people on there, and just for jokes, man. I was like, "Fuck you, man. You want to come in hard on me on a Sunday evening? I'm going back." I just went old school on the pair of them, and I was like, so one of them was going, "Yeah, you need to learn, build, you thick cunt." And I says, "I don't want to build." I says, "Actually, I quite like the fucking TVF 12 quad Staggerton flick back double fucking parallel Clapton fused fucking whatever alien, and they work well for me." And he was like, "Yeah, well, you should just smoke again." And I was like, "It's cheaper than using smoke products." And I was like, "It's really not cheaper than using smoke products. You're a prick." So I was having an argument with him, and then someone else, the geezer that I was arguing with already, commented on there saying, "Oh, I've just realised what you're doing, but you need to get a life, just like trolling people because you're bored." And I was like, I haven't trolled anyone. I put a post on this group. You've trolled yourself by being a prat.
Yeah.
And actually, that sums up this whole mentality of feeling the need to fight other people's battles. You know, as someone that works for me, and all of my staff know, as anyone that works for me are told quite categorically, you do not need to fight more battles on the internet. And if someone's saying that Endless is the shittest thing since fucking child rape, that's my argument to fucking to fight.
I'm looking at Tasha's face when you said that.
Yeah, but I mean, the point is, and I said it to you right at the start because, and I'll be honest, I used to see you fighting Dale's battles, and not only you, but other people around Dale. There's lots of people that I don't employ that will fight more battles for me, and I don't particularly like it, if I'm being honest, right? Because I do believe that everyone's entitled to an opinion. So, providing you've spent your hard-earned money on the mod and helped me grow my pension, you're entitled to an opinion about that mod. And if that opinion is genuinely that you think it's a bucket of shit, I have to take that on the chin and either listen to what the issue is and try and resolve it on the next release, or say, mate, out of 10,000 mods, we've not ever had that problem before, so maybe our mods just aren't for you. For me to start going, inboxing you and all the staff and Tash going, right, let's get to war with this cheeky cunt, he's just slagged off the deck. I'm just like, I don't even get it. I don't. And I'll get tagged in these posts over and over again. And half the time, mate, I'll go to my notification, see I've been tagged in something, click on it, go to a post that's slagging off Endless, and I'll just leave the post and let them just argue it out. There's enough people on there saying Endless is good. There's always people on there saying, yeah, you're right, mate, it's a load of shit. That's always going to happen. For you and all the rest of the staff and me and Tasha to have this mad gang warfare on social media to say, no, it's not shit, Endless is wonderful. It's just crazy to me. So all these people, I even inboxed Bobby and said, fucking hell, bro, your fucking followers are a bit fucking hardcore, aren't they? And he's gone, yeah, mate, he said, I have to fucking rein him in sometimes. But that's just the way that it is. I don't mind anyone having an opinion about something that's dear to them. That everyone's entitled to that opinion. I would never fight a cause that I don't believe in just because I feel that cause should be fought for someone. I don't get it. I don't get that whole mentality. I don't get people telling me that I'm not allowed to put a fucking bet on the horse racing because horses die at the horse racing. I don't give a fuck about the horse that died at the horse racing, if I'm being completely honest. For me personally, if two horses die at the Grand National jumping over fucking Beaches Brook, I don't lose any sleep over that. I don't give a fuck. Now, everyone who's watching might say, you fucking horrible, callous cunt. That's just me. There's other people that can't sleep at night and then they'll never bet again and whatever, but they'll fucking spend 40 quid a week on glue for their kids that's made out of fucking horses. You know what I mean? You can't have morals on this shit. I genuinely get
vegans will have a
cut. I understand vegans.
Vegans will have a cut.
No, I understand vegans because vegans have gone to the nth degree of we're having nothing to do with animals. Right. A vegetarian telling me you can't eat meat and they're fucking wrapped up in a leather coat at a demonstration about eating meat. I do not understand, mate. And they'll always say, yeah, well, actually, the cow got killed anyway, so you could have a steak, so I might as well take advantage of its fucking coat. But actually, in truth, cattle is reared for leather and is reared for meat. So actually, the cow whose coat you're wearing had a bolt put through its head so you can wear that fucking coat, right? Make no mistake about that. Yeah. So if and I'm a bit like that in whatever walk of life it is, people that are Catholic, bearing in mind I was raised Roman Catholic, if you follow the book properly and you live your life that way and that's the way you choose to live your life, I have not got an issue with that. If you're a Muslim and you follow the book 100%, I haven't got an issue with that. But if you're having a sneaky sausage sandwich on a Thursday and then telling me you need to leave work early on a Friday to go to the mosque, you can go fuck yourself, mate.
Biscuit Vapes has made a really fucking funny comment. He said, hold on, too funny. You don't care about two horses at the Grand National, but one donkey off a cliff grind jockey. I had to read that. That was fucking made me giggle. I just feel, as you said about people's opinions.
Look, let me just clarify this one. I'm not saying I'm happy that 2 horses have died. I'm just saying that I don't go to bed that night and go, you know what, I can't put a bet on the national next year because the fact that I've put a bet on means that they're going to keep racing these horses. And if they keep racing the horses, that means that there's a chance they're going to die. The same as when I seen the Arab geezer kick the donkey off the cliff. I didn't get to bed that night going, I really need to go out and find this geezer and tell him about himself. I just seen that, and I was using that as an example whereby the donkey's just died, right, unnecessarily. Now, the horse hasn't died unnecessarily because someone's been making money off that. And if you want to go back, the geezer that's fucking racing the cunt, he's responsible for that horse dying, not me, boy, betting on it. I'm only betting on it because it's put in there to fucking race. But that geezer kicked the donkey off the fucking cliff just for shit. And I'm a bit like, whoa, that's a bit fucking harsh, that is. What I'm trying to say is when the donkey died, it died because someone was having a joke. When someone burnt the effigy of Grenfell Tower, it was just a cardboard cutout of Grenfell Tower. No one died. It was just someone's sick sense of humour. And on that basis, although I found that quite disturbing, I would never have reported it because it's not like they got fucking 6 little Somalian kids and set fire to them for jokes live on camera and says, oh, we're just going to recreate Grenfell, and threw a load of Somalians on the fucking bonfire screaming with petrol on them. They just burnt some cardboard as an effigy. Now, I get that's not my sense of humour. It's not. It doesn't. I didn't think it was funny. I thought it was sick. Mate, I get sent some stuff in my inbox that is sick as fuck, and I'll still have a giggle about it, even though I'm going, oh God, I hope no one ever fucking hacks my account and sees this shit in my inbox. Because actually, it's funny. Like I think it's funny. I know other people would read that and go, I ain't never buying off Shady Vaping again because the bloke who owns it's a fucking sick cunt. And so there's things that I don't post anymore because of the business. Because I get that not everyone's got the same sense of humour. But people should still be allowed to have an opinion. Even if that opinion is at the nth degree of being wrong on a moral level. Because I can't tell you what your moral rights are. You can't tell me what my moral rights are. What I find funny, you might not. What you find funny, I might not. What you agree with, I disagree with, and vice versa. And that's what makes this world spin. But actually, there's too many people that feel it's their job to put the world right.
Yeah, instead of riding that wave. I think from like you're saying about yourself and you putting your statuses out, and I know you've sort of calmed down with certain statuses and stuff. But it's like you are still what bugbears me is you are still a human. You're still allowed, regardless of what business you own, whatever you run. You are still a human. You're still allowed that. I think, and it's not. I mean, not necessarily just because of vaping. I think because people are so accessible in our industry, that the fact is that if you are to say something out of line, I think people now will know you turn around and go, "It's just Paul. He's just having a fucking laugh." But I think if somebody's trying to do that, and they're not like that, that's when people get offended. And I think that because you are accessible as a person, people see it as it's Paul from Shades, and it's like sort of take anything you do business away from it. You are a human being, and you should be able to still say what the fuck you please. And if people get offended, you know what I mean. If you get offended, hat fits, wear it. And that's that sort of thing for me is people who get too PC from that.
I just think that. Well, first off, everyone's entitled to have a bad day and just have a blowout, right? And that's why I always say to people, if like, it comes back to this whole. Everyone loves the fact that I tell the truth until I tell the truth about them, and it's always the same thing. I've had arguments with family members where I've put my thoughts up about people on benefits and people are going, oh yeah, you're a Tory. Listen, I'll never be a Tory if I had fucking £50 million in the bank. And I've said it before, right? Money does not buy people class. I will always be working class because I didn't go to university. I didn't finish school. And even if I amass £50 million and retire and live on a yacht, I'll still be a working class bloke living on a fucking £50 million yacht. And there's a difference. And you've got other people that are upper class that live like fucking tramps. They've got the same pair of shoes for fucking 30 years and the same pair of wellies for 30 years and a shirt that's fucking got holes in it, but they're not going to throw it out because they live a different life. You cannot buy class. You can buy expensive clothes. You can buy anything you like. You can't buy class. I don't care who you are. And at the end of the day, whether I'm wearing a pair of £100 shoes or £600 shoes, I'm still me. I'm just me in a pair of £600 shoes.
Mm.
I'm no different. I'm not walking around taking the piss out of people's £50 shoes because actually that I'm not that guy. But I've had people say to me, "Oh, you've changed, you have," and I'm like, I haven't changed. I've always said the same thing. I honestly believe that I have paid. I'm just thinking whether hundreds of thousands of pounds he's wrought in 25 years, and actually, I have paid hundreds of thousands of pounds in tax. Hundreds of thousands. And since they fucked my tax code up fucking 5 months ago that won't write itself until April, I've probably paid about 250 grand in fucking 5 months. The cunts are raping me like a motherfucker. But so if I lose my job tomorrow and I have to claim benefits, I should be able to claim based on what I've paid in there. Which means I should live a pretty decent life until I find some next job. And if for whatever reason my credits run out and I can't stay in the house that I've been given to by the council, which is not the case for me personally, but like I put up before about, like I've seen posts where they go, "Oh my god, the fucking bedroom tax is coming. That means my nan's got to pay for 3 spare bedrooms," and I'm like, the council are cunts, and I'm like, why the fuck's your nan in a 4-bedroom pad? You should got a crap on or something in the house. So and I'll say, well, actually, do you not think that your nan should be moved to a 1-bedroom flat?
Mm.
Well, she can't get up the fucking stairs. Would you not think your nan should buy a 1-bedroom bungalow? She can't afford it. And then she's got 2 choices to make, ain't she? Either pay the bedroom tax or fuck off to something she can afford. Now, that sounds dead harsh, Roy, but it's not. There's families out there that can't. And then I see these posts going, "Oh my God, you have to be foreign to get everything when you come into this country." And I'm like, you're a naive prat. Right, that is not how this country works. There's people that think it is because they've seen a post on Facebook. So therefore, it must be true. So fuck all immigrants and build the wall around Mexico. Fuck with a lot of them. And they're all fucking, yes, go on,
What was
Donald.
that 18 post you put up? Can you remember that 18 post you put up?
Look how people get triggered off that shit, mate. And it's a picture of fucking Mr. T. And I'm like, but that's my point. Like, people are that quick to jump in and defend something that they don't need to defend. They look past the fact that it's fucking Hannibal, Face, and Mr. T, and they're telling me I've got inbox messages off some of my Muslim pals going, "Bro, do you honestly agree with this? You fucking sick cunts." And I'm like, mate, have a look at the picture again. It's the 18, you prat. And he's like, "Oh yeah, that's funny, that is, bro." And I'm like, why is it funny now? But it weren't funny 2 minutes ago because you chose not to look at it because you got that triggered halfway through reading it. You're already in my inbox, fucking telling me I'm a prick. I just think that I don't know, mate. You get extremes in every walk of life, right? You'll always get just as much as you get an extreme Muslim, you get extreme Catholics, you get extreme fucking Hindus, you get extreme people who follow Judaism, you get extreme atheists, you get extremes in every level. If you read the Bible, if you read the Quran, if you read all the other holy books, if you follow that in the way that normal people would interpret it, every single one of them people will live a decent life because none of them are proclaiming that you need to cut some cunt's head off.
Yeah.
All of them have got shit in there that if you choose to interpret it to the extreme, that it's different. So you've got people, I know some of my best pals are Muslim, full Muslim, who aren't eating bacon sandwiches. They're not drinking. They're not having sex with every Tom, Dick, or Harry. They're not slinging heroin. They are going to the mosque. They are living a decent life. They are contributing some of their wages to the mosque every single week. That goes on to charities that helps fund and helps buy their mosques. Right? You've got all these people. I see them on my own newsfeed going, "Oh my God, they've just been given another mosque." Right? There's not one mosque in this country that they've been given. They buy every property that they've got. They do it up within their own people who go to that mosque. They fund that mosque themselves. And it's just like me opening 40 vape shops with my own money and having a little following on Facebook who follow me as a vapor. Exactly the same, but on a bigger scale, mate. Right, simple as that. But then you've got all these white people going, oh my God, they've just bought the fucking pub on the corner. They're going to turn it into a mosque. That's our local. Why didn't all the white geezers on the manor chip in and buy it then? I don't get that whole thing. So all they're doing is fighting a cause through a Facebook status. Where actually what they should have done was done a GoFundMe, dragged all their pals into it and said, lads, the fucking property's up for £200,000. If we can get 200,000 people in here with £1,000, we can buy it. We can buy it and we'll turn it back into our local boozer and we'll get the community back in. But actually, they're sat there going, oh my God, they've just been given a mosque. The fucking horrible cunts get them all out of the country while they're on the phone ordering a fucking curry.
Yeah.
You can't have them views. Do you know what I mean? I've got a pal on my friends list who is anti-Muslim to the next level. But if he gets to get on the bus and it's a Muslim driver, he won't get on the bus. If his taxi comes and it's a Muslim driver, he won't get in the taxi. He don't go to the curry shop. He supports every single white thing he can. Now, whether I agree with him or I don't, I agree with the fact that he's gone to that nth degree and says, listen, I cannot have this view that I've got. And then support them through the curry house, support them through the taxi driving, support them through driving the bus, support them this, support them that, support them the other. He's just like, no, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that overall principle, but I agree with his principle of doing it too, for fulfilling his prophecy of not being hypocritical.
Yeah.
Which is why a vegan that won't eat fish, won't eat eggs, won't fucking do anything apart from eat grass and fucking hug trees, right? And they walk around in fucking flip-flops. Well, they walk around in fucking palm leaves that have made into flip-flops because the rubber might contain some horse fucking goo or something. I do genuinely understand people that have got that nth degree attitude. I can't handle half-arsed idiots who contradict themselves depending on what the fucking situation is. Because I just feel like them people are just literally running around the internet trying to be like Mother Teresa and trying to fight everyone's cause because the cause needs fighting. And you know what? Not every cause needs fighting, man. Some people just need to understand that everyone's got a difference of opinion.
Do you think these sort of the way that people are living, and we're obviously agreeing that literally the world is a little bit fucked up, do you think it runs through into like the vape stuff, or as you're saying about people, like you're saying about Bobby and people supporting him like he does and to the extreme and stuff like that? Do you think it's run through into sort of everyday life rather than just what we do in our industry?
I think it's just, I just think it's a thing. I think social media creates morons. I think social media create. I mean, I put that status up last night saying all the flat earthers who were saying that anyone who thinks the globe is round has been brainwashed. And they've got this assumption after watching two 15-minute videos on YouTube, right? And I'm like, I don't care, even if you've watched 600 hours of shit on YouTube. The fact that you've been convinced by them YouTube videos that the Earth's flat, and I've been taught that science says it's round. We've both been taught or decide to agree on different things. And do I think I sound like I'm being hypocritical here, but I'm not. I do believe that this world is governed by very few people.
Yeah.
And I do believe that the likes of, like when someone says to me, oh my God, Theresa May needs to get out because Boris Johnson needs to become Prime Minister. Me, you, or fucking Gavin Blake could be Prime Minister. And we will still be told what we've got to do, when we've got to do it, and how we've got to do it. I genuinely believe that. And all these people that go in, they're just the same from one to the next. They're not. They're just been doing what they're taught. That's my personal belief. Now, I'm not sat here in a tinfoil hat, mate, going, oh my God, no one's ever walked on the moon and the fucking moon landing was wrong. And I've watched the videos about 9/11. I've watched the ones that say that it wasn't a plane and it was fucking controlled explosions. And I've watched the one that says it was a plane and this is the reasons why, and this is why it weren't controlled explosions. And as someone who's got some common sense, I can see both sides of them arguments. And if you watch the theory for the one and listen to it properly and take it all in, you would agree with it. And you can watch the one against it 10 minutes later, and it has you thinking. Now, for me, the fact that I'll sit and think, well, you know what, they both sort of make sense, doesn't deviate from the fact that I believe it was an inside job, because I think they had an ulterior motive to achieve what they wanted to achieve. That's my personal opinion. Now, I'm not spouting this shit on fucking. I mean, this started from. I actually a video come up in my newsfeed yesterday of one of the planes hitting the towers, and then they posted and then within the video that I started watching it, because I always watch this shit anyway, because then it always gives me some content to fucking take the piss out of someone somewhere, bad or indifferent. I watched the video, and then during this video, it shows a bus driving into a concrete wall, and the bus squashes about the first 10 foot, and then it just stays intact. And it's got some mad voiceover off some mad yank going, "Are you trying to tell me that the plane went through the building, but the bus can't go through the concrete?" And I'm like, it's two different things, you mad cunts. The bus is doing 60 miles an hour, and it's just drove into a reinforced concrete wall with no openings in it whatsoever. It was a piece of reinforced concrete about 4 foot fucking thick. The plane has drove into the fucking tower at 400 miles an hour, where there's windows, where there's fucking all different apertures to allow that plane to enter the building. I went through your man's newsfeed, and he inspired my flat earth status. The geezer must sit at home under the stairs with a tinfoil hat on, angry wanking non-stop. It was like his whole newsfeed was full of this shit, man. And I was like, Jesus Christ. And he's like, he was trying to say that they're putting shit in our water that is killing the kids. And his next status was, "Do not vaccinate your kids." And I'm like, mate, do you not see the fucking correlation here between like dickheads like you telling people not to vaccinate kids and then saying, why are all the kids sick? They must be putting something in the water. And I'm like, you fucking madman. Open your mind a little bit, just a little bit. And then he was saying that he suffered with depression for 25 years because he had silver fillings in 1980. Bro, the inside of my fucking mouth, right, is black from silver fillings from 1980. So I commented on there saying, interesting theory. I wonder why not everyone with fillings in 1980 is depressed? Question mark. Now, that isn't even me being a cock. That's me asking a very genuine, serious question.
He's depressed because he's reading all that shit all day.
That reacts with these feelings that made you depressed. And what haven't I got in my body that didn't react with the feelings that doesn't make me depressed? Or is it that you're just a prick? I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the answer is. I really don't. I don't know.
He's probably watching all the fucking videos that's made him depressed. Watch them fucking for an hour or two a fucking night. You'll soon be rocking in your fucking chair. It's that fucking simple. You know, people do, like you said, people will make up stories and people do this and, you know, try to persuade you. And everything you've really said to me, I believe exactly the same things. I personally think it's a lot of stuff he's said to like, I'm gonna say it, and I'm gonna say, I didn't really want to mention it, but it's like the video of the kid getting bullied, and I questioned somebody about it. I hate bullies to the fullest. I hate bullies, and any bully that would bully my kid, I would fucking smash the dad's face in. But why I asked, why did they name it Syrian kid bullied? It was just a kid getting bullied. What did his birthplace have to do with him being bullied?
Because the geezer that's made that video wants it to get 250,000 likes, 1.6 million views, because he wants to be a hero. And actually, the whole video starts off saying, these poor cunts come all the way from war-torn Syria to be bullied in the UK. There's people that have never been to Syria that are getting bullied in the UK every day. So I agree with you 100% on that, Roy. This is my whole point about this geezer that blocked me because I said that some black people are racist motherfuckers. Because if you're a lazy cunt, it's not because you're a Rasta or you're black or you're white or you're Chinese or fucking Pakistani. It's because you're a lazy cunt.
Yeah.
And if you're a thick cunt, you're a thick cunt. And if you're an arrogant cunt, you're an arrogant cunt. And if you're a racist cunt, you're a racist cunt. Now, I remember going on a course back in the day when I was doing youth work, and it was about racism. And it was really around the time where it was half acceptable to call someone a nigger or a wog. Right? That was just words that were used. And I was brought up with this whole sticks and stones may break your bones, but names will never hurt you. I was called a fat cunt on the regular, right? I never ever went home crying, eating cake, saying, "Oh, I can't believe they've said I'm fucking fat." I was a fat cunt. I knew that I was a fat cunt. I knew that because I had to go to fucking special places to get jeans to fit me right. So I'm under no illusion here that I'm not really overweight. I'm just too fucking short for my fucking weight. I was a fat cunt, simple as. So we went on this course, and it was on about sort of racism, and then what was now becoming politically correct and what wasn't, and the fact you're not allowed to call black people with curly hair wogs anymore, which I found quite fucking at the time. I was a bit like, why not? But it's like, I mean, we're going back fucking over a 20 stretch here, like 25 years ago when I was 17 or so. And actually, I used to do work with the youth centre. So we had to go on this course. One of the things that come out of that was that actually a black person could not be called racist. They could only be prejudiced because they were the minority. And it was actually, it's like a thing where a minority can't be racist.
There's no such thing as reverse racism.
Well, not so much that, it was just the minority. So if like 200 people in Jamaica, but see, my argument was, so if 200 white people go and live in Jamaica and start going, "Oh, darky, get me a fucking bottle of Lilt," are they prejudiced or racist? Because actually in that country, they're the minority.
Yeah.
But the point that I tried to make to the tutor overall is, if you're a cunt, you're a cunt. And that is what I stand by. It's what I live by. It's the holy book. The only thing the Bible needs to say, and the only thing the Quran needs to say, and every other holy book needs to say is, don't be a cunt. That's all. It needs one page. That's it. Don't even need a page. Just needs a front cover. Don't be a cunt. And if you're not a cunt and you live a decent life, you can pray to any God you want. You can pray to God when you're on the shit house. I was going to say you could pray to God when you're on the shit house wanking, but you can't because it goes against fucking Catholicism to have a fucking cheeky wank. It's all right to interfere with the fucking altar boy who's 7, but you cannot have a wank. I don't know, mate.
Where you like draw the line? Where do you draw the line?
So I don't know, mate. We live in a strange world with strange folk, but I do believe that social media has created a really, really fucked up few generations of people.
Yeah, it's created a beast. It's created a fucking beast in society. It really has, because you do get all these like fucking SJWs and white knights and people just wanting to make the world better. And then, as you say, they're sat in their own fucking house, not making their own world better. They're trying to fix everybody else.
And I put up a post a few weeks ago, mate, a genuine post about people who go, oh my God, I can't go out of the house. Oh, I'm all stressed out. I'm trying to think of the word.
I'm trying to say acrophobia, but I'm scared of spiders, isn't it?
People who go, oh, I've got fucking
look, I can't walk out the door.
You know, look, when they're going, I can't mix with people, and not agoraphobic. What's the word, man? That people band around all the time as far as mental illness is concerned.
Anxiety.
Right. So you got no. I mean, I put up that serious post saying it's okay to have a shit day. It's okay to not want to bump into people. It's okay not to be in the mood for making every cunt laugh, and it's okay not to laugh. It's okay to cry some days. It's okay to just sit here and think, fuck everyone. That don't mean that you've got anxiety. Don't mean you've got mental health. It just means that you're a normal human being having a shit day.
Yeah.
And for everyone to brand everything that doesn't go right as a fucking, oh my God, they've got anxiety issues and they've got mental health problems, has created a whole generation of people that believe they've got mental health issues when they haven't. They're just having a shit day. And they're having a shit day because the internet is full of lawyers. The internet's full of fucking filters that make fat birds look like thin birds. The internet's full of filters that make people with shit skin look like they've got fucking skin like a baby's ass. There's people out there that have got teeth that look like a row of burnt down fucking council houses that look perfect with the filter. And then you've got these other people that don't use them filters going, oh my God, I'm so fat, my skin's so shit, my teeth are fucked. They're stressing about someone else. And actually, what I was trying to say in that status was, if you just concentrate on you, and I've put this up many a time, my objective is only ever to better myself. It's not to have a bigger vape business than James Burr. It's not to have a faster car than fucking Bob. It's not to have a better house than the Asian bloke 2 doors down who's got a fucking dirty pad. It's not. It's about me being better than myself, and it's about me bettering things for my family. And since I started living my, and I'm not going to lie, Tommy, in a previous life, my life was about proving to other people that I was cool and proving to other people that I'd got my Range Rover when I was 24 and got my electric gates. That was what my life was about. But actually, only because my life was lacking something big. Actually, since I've been with Tasha, I can honestly say, my hand on my heart, I've been happier than I've ever been. I feel more in love than I've ever been. I've argued at a more intense level than I've ever argued. So it's not all sweetness and light. When me and Tasha aren't walking through life whistling, we have days where we want to fucking stab each other, and she's calling me a fucking fat prick. And that's just life. But actually, underlying all of that day-to-day stuff, I love her dearly. I know that she loves me. I'm happy. And my life is just about making our life better. And it's not about whether I have to drive around. I don't drive around in a 75 grand car just so I can give it the big. And that's just what come with my job. But if I had to sell that car tomorrow because the business was in a position where it could only fund a £10,000 car, I'd have absolutely no qualms about posting that car on social media either. Do you know what I mean? I'm not just about that material thing for other people. I'm about my shit for me. And I just think that if people understand that anyone who's living a perfect life on Facebook is a fucking liar, and that actually they can post all they like about being in love, but they're knocking chunks out of each other. They're fucking people behind each other's back. They've fucked 19 different people in the last 3 years, and they'll have a status up this time next year saying, happy 4-year anniversary. I've never been so happy. They've split up 18 times in 4 years, mate. They haven't got a 4-year anniversary. They're actually on a 4-month anniversary, because when they broke up 4 months ago, he fucked her sister. But like, there's this whole thing about living a perfect life, living the dream, living bullshit, keeping up with the Joneses, and I believe that's what makes this anxiety thing much more real. Because you've got people stressing, going, "Oh my God, I can't go to the school run dressed like this." So they'll fucking get dressed up to go on the school run, and when they all go home, they're all wearing yesterday's pants, mate. They're all tramps. They're just living this fucking fake bullshit life. Now, I don't care what people think about me. It doesn't bother me in the slightest. But I can assure everyone that follows me on Facebook sees me. It is me. Whether that, like I said, whether I'm in a happy mood, a sad mood, an angry mood, a pissed off mood, a funny mood, a not so funny mood, it is what it is. And there's too many people out there that I know in real life who must think I don't know them in real life, living the Facebook dream. And they are arguing with each other, and they are fucking people behind other people's backs, and they are sliding into other people's DMs, and they are doing all of this. But she's the most important thing in their life, and he's the most important thing in hers. And she's had more cock in the last fucking 6 months than the fucking Burnham Manny's turkey factory will have over Christmas. And it's just not real. And I know people, mate. I know people in real life that I've known for 20 years that live this mad fantasy on Facebook. Crazy, it's crazy. And that's what happened. And that for me, single-handedly has created this like generation of insecure people who feel that they've got to up their own life game to be as good as the people that are lying on Facebook. So then they start lying, and because they're lying about their life, straight away that will make you anxious because you're thinking, oh, fucking hell. Now, I've never lied about nothing on none of my statuses. I don't pretend to have nothing that I haven't got. I don't pretend to be anything that I'm not, because I know people as well in real life that know me. So I can post up on here going, oh yeah, me and Tasha just bought a new 14-bedroom house. I'll have about 200 inbox off people saying, oh, where you moved to, bro? And I'll have to lie to them. I don't even get it. But I know there's people on my friends list that I know in real life that have lied blatantly on their status. I know a girl that posts constantly about having OCD, and her house is a fucking shithole, mate. I'm not even joking. And she'll go, "Oh God, my OCD this and my OCD that." And I'm like, "What OCD have you got where you don't want to use a vacuum? What OCD have you got that makes your house smell like a massive fucking shitty napper? You haven't got OCD. You're just pretending you've got OCD because OCD is another thing that was created by social media. I get that there's people with OCD, but people are like, oh my God, this fucking RDA not lining up with the logos, fucking with my OCD. Mate, you've not got OCD. I've just seen the background of the fucking hand check you've done, and the back of your flat looks like a fucking trap house.
It's fucking true. It's just so much facade. It's a real, proper, like,
Mate,
it's so
I
real.
said in a week, and I promise if this ever happens, if I ever earn enough money in my life to buy Facebook, I'm going to buy it and I'm going to switch it fucking off. I promise that. I'll just go there, Control Alt Delete, bam, fucking switch the cunt off, and that's it, done.
If you ever make enough money to buy Facebook, leave it running for a month, get some ad revenue, get your money up, then delete it.
Honestly, social media has become a way of life. I'm 42 years old, right? My mum is 70 years old, 72 maybe. And my mum sits on Facebook for fucking 16 hours a day.
So I'm looking at your statuses.
No, she's not building a farm. Or whatever she's doing. And I'm like, if my old man was alive, he'd be like, why the fuck have you just planted carrots there in the garden? It's a fucking shit tip. So, like, it's just, mate, it's crazy. It's crazy to think that people spend hours and hours. Like, I can honestly say that I very, very rarely scroll through my newsfeed. So I know there's people that will think I've ignored their posts. And actually, sometimes you might get 6 notifications off me because I'll see one of your posts and I'll click on your profile and I'll have a read through, and what I like, I'll click like on. But I'm not seeing that shit in my newsfeed day to day because I don't actually interact on many people's levels of personal statuses. There's a few people that are very like-minded to me that where I've, because I've liked their funny posts or whatever, that they'll come up there, they'll be up in my newsfeed regular. But I know there's people that think I've ignored their post. But actually, there might even be people watching this, or certainly if I put this as a status, I know people would go, yeah, yeah. But if someone gets a notification off me, the chances are they're going to get another 3, 4, 5, 20 because I'll flick and have a look through it. But actually, I'll go onto the group, I'll go onto Mech Addiction, I'll go onto this page, I'll go onto that page, and I can be lit up on Facebook all day long, mate. But trust me, I'm not trawling through Facebook. I'll see pictures that you've posted of Poppy 2 weeks ago that I've only seen today. And I'll like it when I see it because I didn't see it because, but there's other people that must get up in the morning and they must go to A in their friends list and click on every cunt's profile and go check every picture, like every comment, move on to the next day, onto the next day, onto the. I don't do that. I go onto Instagram. I see if I've got some notifications. If someone's tagged me in something, I like it. Even last night, I went on. I seen one of the first pictures was endless. So then I actually click on endless and I like anything that I haven't liked. So and I know you're admin in that endless page on Instagram.
my notifications go pop, 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 pop.
You'll get the notifications off me. But actually, when I'm scrolling through my newsfeed on Instagram, mate, if I flick my finger more than 3 times, that's as much as I do it because then I'm a bit like, I'm back off that. And actually, I'm normally talking to Tasha on Messenger on Facebook in the day when I'm on. And I'll get people messaging me going, all right, bro. And I don't even answer them. I'm at work. Yeah, but you're online. I'm not online to talk to you, mate. And it's not because I'm being a prick. I've genuinely, for the last 6 or 8 months, tried to take a little bit of a backward step as far as social media is concerned.
I still get them 12, 1 o'clock, 2 p.m., 2 a.m. messages saying, all right, when you're not fucking online, your phone's just active and stuff like that. I still get them.
Me?
No, I still get them. You probably still get them and all.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
2 o'clock in the morning, pinging messages. If I'm going to answer it, I'll answer it. But it's 2 o'clock in the morning. It's like people assume you to be active all the time. Do you know what I mean? I'm taking a shit. Can I at least go take a shit and not have to
No,
answer?
I'll get messages saying, "All right, mate. Do you know if you've got a silver AO pen in stock?" And when I send a message back saying, "Ain't got a fucking clue, mate," I know they think I'm being a prick. I ain't got a fucking clue. But I've got a cracking idea.
Check the
Go
website.
to the website, and if it's in stock on there, buy the cunt. Because I don't know if it is. The only way I'm going to know if is I'll buy one. And if I buy it, it might be the last silver one. You ain't going to get it because I've just bought it. So actually, you go and buy it if it's available. And if it's not, it's not. Or message the Facebook page and I'll tell you. Now, I'm not saying that to be a prick. I don't work at the shop. I'm not down. I've been to the shop more in the last week than I've been down there for the last 12 months. And I'll be down the shop again tomorrow night. And actually, I'm just trying to make more of an effort to go down the shop and do the things that I used to do instead of coming home and sitting on social media, doing fuck all, apart from thinking. I'm scrolling through my phone going, fucking liar, you fucking liar. If you think started out that fucking filter on, you look like a fucking smacked ass. You're a fucking liar. No, your kid's not good. She's a horrible cunt. I know these people, mate. They're posting up going, "Oh God, she's such a good girl," and I'm like, "She's not. She's a fucking rat." And I know she's a rat because I've had her in my house. She can't. She's vile.
Just to let everyone know, my puppy's not that bad.
Yeah, you have to think she's nice because she's your daughter, but actually, I think she's a bit of a horrible cunt. No, there's not many people that think that about my kids. I think my kids are well behaved. They've got good manners. I'm trying to raise them the same way I was raised, with just the basic shit that don't cost money. Use your manners, have some morals, have some respect. That's it. You do them three things, then you won't live a bad life. You might not be the richest person in the world, but you don't need that shit. And when you get to the point that you realize, mate, I've had so many arguments with people where I've put money does not make you happy, and they go, "Yeah, it's all right for you to say." Like I'm some fucking multi-billionaire. I'm not. I work hard for what we've got. Yes, we live a nice life. Yes, we've got nice material things. But if all that goes tomorrow, I'm not going to be sat here crying in my soup saying, "Fuck, my life's gone to shit." I'll actually think, you know what, we had a good ride for 6 years. That's it, done. Let's move on to the next thing. People who don't go to work for a starter, who moan saying, "Oh, I so wish that I had some money to buy our little Bobby a Christmas present." Well, he sat on his £1,100 fucking phone posting about how sad his life is. I'm like, mate, £1,100 for a phone. You could have had a Nokia 3310 for a tenner. And you could have got Bobby a Christmas present for two PlayStations were fucking less than £200 in Black Friday. So buy him a
You could have got
PlayStation.
him Christmas presents for last fucking next 10 years.
Exactly. And I put a status up the other night. You can only spend your money once. Hashtag priorities. It's true. Whether you've got £1,000,000 or £10, you can only spend that once. So if you've got a tenner and you choose to spend it on nails, and then you're moaning that you haven't got a tenner to put any money in your gas meter, no one can see your nails when you're sat in the dark, freezing cold. It's just like it don't make sense to me. But they've done that so they can post a picture of the hand on social media
in the fucking dark with a candle.
Yeah, but they'll post it in the nail salon. Oh, look, check out these. Look at my talons. You don't know, it's a stinky flat with no fucking heating on, mate. They're not posting that. They never ever post and go, "I can't believe I spent my last tenner on nails and I've got no electric."
Yeah.
Because they're in a bubble of bullshit, most people. Now, I think I'm a pretty good, I can tell the people on my friends list, most of them that are real. And they're real because actually I see different sides to them people. I see them on their arse. I see them struggling. I see them happy. I see them sad. I see them pissed off. I see them nice. The people that are nice all the time, I'm like, mate, one day your mask's going to slip. The people that are cunts all the time, sometimes they're only doing it just for fucking the attention. They're not really that person. I don't know, man. Social media's created that fucking ginger Jewish motherfucker's got a lot to answer for. That's how I know the world's gone mad. The ginger kid has got the most followers on social media. Well, he's got the most friends on social media. He's a ginger Jew, right? And he's fucking.
Yeah, that's how Tom on MySpace. You remember when you used to sign up to MySpace and he was your first fucking friend? Fucking first friend on MySpace was always that Tom, the guy that owned it.
Yeah, but I never had a MySpace account.
You never had MySpace? You were definitely not down with the kids.
Mate, I used MSN.
Yep.
No, sorry, I didn't. I'm telling you, I used Yahoo.
Yahoo Messenger.
Yahoo Messenger, and I was in Yahoo chat rooms, which was like an early thing. And then I was a bit like, this ain't for me. And I missed MySpace and MSN. I never ever had an MSN account.
It was the one.
But that just then, for me, when Facebook first started, I had about 25 people on my friends list, and I knew all of them, and I could phone all of them. And there was people at school who used to try and add me, and I was like, I ain't adding you. I didn't even like you at school. What makes you think I'm going to
That
like
moment
you?
you were picky when you first got it. You were picky as fuck.
I was just a bit like, I didn't like you at school, and I can tell. I've had a flick through your profile. I can tell you're still a prick.
Yeah, you've only had him to floss.
So I'm not even going to like. I wouldn't speak to you in real life now. I'm not going to speak to you in fucking fantasy life either. And then I added a kid from school, and I think I don't know if I told this story before. I borrowed his Queen album, It's Kind of Magic. Now,
I've not heard this one.
Mate, we're probably going. I was born in 76. I started school in 1980. I had this album off him in junior, so we might be at 1980. I don't know when It's Kind of Google when It's a Kind of Magic come out. 1984, 1985, maybe 1986 or 7 even. I borrowed his Queen It's Kind of Magic album, and it was like a limited edition album that come with a double album, and it opened out, and there was all the song lyrics.
86.
See, so there you go. I was about right, man. So I'd have been 10 years old, and I scratched the album when I borrowed it, and I give it him back, and we had a bit of drama at school. Now this kid was a proper mommy's boy at school, and if he used to cry, he used to get these mad red panda eyes. So you couldn't even give him a cheeky kidney punch at the break time, because if he cried, everyone knew he cried. And he was diabetic, so the little rat used to sit there with a Mars bar on his desk in case he went low on sugar, and he used to have to eat his Mars bar. I'm obviously sat there at fucking 18 stone at about 10 years old going, how come that prick's allowed a Mars bar and I can't have one? What the fuck is all that about? But anyway, I borrowed his album and scratched it. There was a bit of drama and whatever. Then I went to a different senior school, never laid eyes on the kid again. I joined Facebook in 2008 when it first got launched. And then by 2009, it's starting to roll a bit, starting to consume people's lives. Barry Aries adds me as a friend. So I add him, and I'm like, and then I get a little inbox off him. I'm like, all right, mate, how's things? And he's like, yeah, not so bad. And I'm like, what you up to? And he's like, I'm doing this. What are you doing? Yeah, I'm working here and doing that. And da da da. And I put, I said something, and then he's like, do you remember when you scratched my album? And I was like, I said, actually, yeah, I do. I said, you know what I'll do for you for jokes? I'll burn it off for you on CD, mate. This is how far long I'm going back. We'll burn a CD for you. I said, I'll burn it for you, lol. And he's like, no, but I can't believe you scratched my album.
No way, no.
Mate, I ended up saying to him, you know when you cry now, do your eyes still go red and puffy, you prick? I swear, I ended up abusing him proper bad, like properly going in on him hard and saying, you fucking knobhead. I said, I bet when you cry, because his mum used to always, he was one of them kids, he used to cry, and his mum would always turn up at the school with a fucking Mars bar for him and that. And I was like, did your mum still follow you around with a fucking bag of sweets, you prick? I was just like, you fucking dickhead, man. We're talking a 15 stretch ago now. Maybe even 20 years ago, and you're pulling me up about a scratched album.
It's safe to say he's no longer on your fucking friends list. Oh my god. The question is, Paul, did you burn in the disc?
Nah, I didn't. I was like, fuck you.
He got on Get to Fuck and got blocked. Oh my fucking god. Oh Jesus. Oh, it's 7 minutes past 10. We've done a full show on how fucked up this world is. So if anybody wanted any vape talk this week, it didn't fucking happen. I'm sorry, but me and Paul said we're just gonna fucking have a chat this week. We're having a catch up. So we're having a catch up. But as always, status of the fucking week, Mr. PH put out a banger yesterday. And this is one, right, that you should put up every fucking year. This should come up as a memory, and it should be a new one every fucking year. And it is New Year, New Me, Get to Fuck, Bab. You've been saying that since 2009. And And you know what? That is the fucking truth right there. Because I've got fucking people on my Facebook goes, I'm off to Fat Fighters. When it comes to New Year's Revolution, I'm going to Fat Fighters. Fucking never happened. You're still a fat bitch.
Yeah. You know what's funny? It's like there are 22 in a dress, right? And they're all like, oh my God, I'm so fat. I need to lose some weight. They lose £4 the first week and they get to Fat Club in a miniskirt up their fucking cunt. I'm like, you've lost £2, right? I could lose £2 having a right good shit. Why do you think we can start bowling around in a miniskirt, you mad fucker? Cover yourself up to at least fucking 2 years away, right? Then you might be able to wear leggings that are not going to show tomorrow's washing. Fuck, man, people are mad. Now, I see it all the time, I do, and actually, yeah, I'm definitely going on a diet in January, and I'm like, mate, I know you're going to put about 2.5 stone on between now and January. You're going to do it, just do it now. I know it's Thursday. I know it's not the norm to start a diet on a Thursday. Be a bit impulsive, man, and just stop eating, put the cake down and fucking sort your shit out. Fucking new year, new me. The only thing that's going to be new next year for you is you're going to have to get rid of your clothes, not because you need smaller clothes. You're going to have to walk 2 sizes, you fat cunt. Or simple as that's it. Fucking dead.
Oh, and on that fucking note, we're out of here. Thanks for everybody who joined us. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and just to let you all know, if you're not getting notifications before we go live, I know a lot of people aren't getting notifications. If you see the link on Facebook, press the set reminder and you'll get a notification then. And also, if you're about tomorrow, make sure you check out Paul's live feeds because his fucking Black Friday deals are coming like free TVD right now. So get watching them.
I'll be live at 6:30 down the shop tomorrow, mate. We've got some bangers, but tomorrow we're just doing a when it's gone, it's gone. So I'm going to do like 5 of one thing at a mad price, 10 of one thing, 5 of one, 10 of one, and when it's gone, it's gone. So people need to be fucking ready. We'll probably do the same on Friday. Saturday it's Jack's son's birthday party, and then Sunday it's my daughter's birthday. So I'm not going to be really around weekend. But yeah, tomorrow and Friday I'll be down the shop and we'll smash out some fucking Paul's deals, mate.
So get on it. Right, guys, we'll see you soon. Have a good weekend.
Peace.
And we'll see you soon. Peace.
I'm out of here.